Welcome back to QuizZen. Are you ready to challenge your brain with the human body quiz? Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to QuizZen for more fun quizzes. Let's see how many you can get right. Let's get started. Which organ is responsible for pumping blood throughout the body? Heart. What is the largest organ of the human body? Skin. How many bones are typically in the adult human body? (206). Which part of the eye is responsible for color vision? Cone cells. What system includes the brain and spinal cord? Central nervous. Which type of blood vessel carries oxygenated blood away from the heart? Arteries. What is the main function of red blood cells? Carry oxygen. What is the process of breaking down food into nutrients called? Digestion. Which gland is often called the master gland of the endocrine system? Pituitary. What is the scientific name for the voice box? Larynx. Which protein makes up hair and nails? Keratin. Where are the smallest bones in the human body located? Ear. What is the approximate capacity of the adult stomach? (1.5 L). What is the primary function of the large intestine? Water absorption. What is the body's natural defense mechanism against infection? Immune system. What substance gives skin and hair its pigment? Melanin. Which chamber of the heart pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body? Left ventricle. What is the functional unit of the kidney? Nephron. Which vitamin is essential for blood clotting? Vitamin K. What is the average adult human body temperature in degrees Celsius? (37.0 degrees Celsius). What is the primary role of the pancreas in digestion? produce insulin and enzymes. Which lobe of the brain is primarily associated with vision? Occipital lobe. What is the outer layer of the skin called? Epidermis. What are the air sacs in the lungs called where gas exchange occurs? Alveoli. Which muscle tissue is involuntary and found in the walls of internal organs? Smooth. What is the main component of human urine? Water. Which hormone regulates sleep and wake cycles? Melatonin. The shoulder and hip joints are examples of what type of joint? Ball and socket. What is the term for the process of maintaining a stable internal environment? Homeostasis. What structure connects muscle to bone? Tendon. Which component of blood is responsible for initiating clotting? Platelets. What is the common name for the patella? Kneecap. Which sense organ relies on olfactory receptors? Smell. What condition is caused by a lack of insulin production or response? Diabetes. Where is bile stored before it is released into the small intestine? Gallbladder. What is the pigment in red blood cells that binds oxygen? Hemoglobin. How many pairs of ribs are typically in the human rib cage? "12. Which part of the neuron transmits signals away from the cell body? Axon. What is the clear, protective outer layer of the eye? Cornea. What is the body's main source of energy? Carbohydrate. Which acid is produced in the stomach to aid digestion? Hydrochloric acid. What is the smallest unit of life in the human body? Cell. The destruction of which cells leads to AIDS? T helper cells. What is the primary role of the lymphatic system? Manage fluid balance and immunity. Which mineral is essential for strong bones and teeth? Calcium. What is the average resting heart rate for a healthy adult? Beats per minute. (60 to 100 BPM). What is the soft tissue inside bones that produces blood cells? Bone marrow. The diaphragm is essential for which physiological process? Breathing. What is the long coiled tube where most nutrient absorption occurs? Small intestine. What connects bone to bone at a joint? Ligament. Pick your next challenge here.